There were stages to developing into Revelation worship. It didn't start just instantly.
I always see myself in the house we visited, right? In the same place. And I see how he visited me there. I see what he did with me there. And I see what he gave me, touching the world, and it's baffling to me. Because it doesn't make any kind of sense to me logically that he would choose somebody like me to carry out his work. I mean, there are people better than me out there, I'm sure. Why he chose me, I don't know. Why he spoke to me since I was 6, I don't know. I just do what he tells me to do. And to see people impacted, delivered, changed, love the Lord Jesus more, cling to him, and making heaven their goal and their destination and their destiny is the most fulfilling thing in the world, to know that God indeed is in the details of what is happening.
It's definitely an experience. Going to Revelation Church and, especially attending on Revelation nights is an experience. Not only will you experience manifestation of God, but you'll also experience just how great detail we take and, just the great, care we put into making sure that people, have an opportunity to meet their fellow servant leaders who they may see during a service, and also just bring together just a community aspect of it. So, all of those things we do care about, and it's not just to say, okay, we put something together that looks good, but we want people to know that we do care, that we do just as much as you can go to an event outside of church and have a great experience. We want that same thing, when you do come to one of our church events. And that's important because then, your excitement then draws you to, share it and, post it. And then it causes other people to then be informed about what we're doing. And, you never know how that post may actually save somebody's life, and it may cause somebody to come to Revelation Church and ultimately be set free.
Let's start, bro. So this is what's going on. So what we do right now, because we have to also prepare for Thursday and Sunday. What we normally do is because of Thursday and Sunday, we still have to account for. We're going to only do 2 of the joints that we're going to do in London. And so right now you're going to witness a bunch of randomness, but then it'll make sense. The singers separate from us for maybe an hour, and they go over vocals. Then we do this together, go over band. Then we come together, gel it together. This feels like a documentary. Now I'm here. This is documentary stuff right here. This is like close personal. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. No. London. Right. Demons in London. London. Coming for you. I remember there was a need that I just saw an opportunity. We would go, and in the beginning we would worship in the house, and it would just be voices and hand claps. And I was like, man, I got a keyboard. So I started bringing my keyboard, broken keys and all that. I started bringing it, and I would set it up on the pool table, and I would just play to whatever we were singing. And then that evolved into me literally being over the worship at the house. Like I would literally, the worship leader, the worship director, the minister of music, all in one. And I'm singing, and everyone in the house is singing in support of me leading. And then so from there, Calvin came, gave us a better board that could be stationary. I didn't have to bring mine. That's why I was already beat up anyway. Transitioning from there, I would be in the back on the pool table. Then he put me in the front. I would lead worship in the front. And we kind of just went from there to Victory Boulevard. And what took place at Victory was we really established a worship team. So now for the first time, there were singers who were on a team designated to lead worship with me. It was interesting to see the growth between just me by myself, and then now people being added. And then from there, Revelation Worship was always an idea, but it was not really manifested, honestly, until about 2020.
What can compare to you? 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 What can compare to you?
It evolved from there to us adding other people into the creative process. Key, Brianna, Heather, Josiah, and then people would come in and we made a project during 2020, and I believe we released it in 21. So that was like the official introduction of Revelation Worship, but the idea had already been there. And then so now to see where we are today in 23, getting ready to do London and all these different things, it's really phenomenal just to see the growth.
Oh, my Jesus, I love you, Lord. I love you, my Lord. Nobody compares to you. The way you changed my life. Oh, yeah.
We both made music our whole lives separately. And then when we came to church in 2019, I had never seen a worship team before. I had seen like choirs, but not a worship team. And I had never been on a worship team. I had never sang a contemporary worship song before. But we were convicted, the way that we were convicted by Papa, we were convicted by the worship team. And at that time there was no like grandiose lights and like grandiose stage. It was like a lot like this lighting. And it was just, hi baby. Hi baby. It was humble. It was humble, but yet we thought the worship team was so special, and we were just like, wow.
Yeah.
I actually was like,
We loved Kiki's voice.
yeah, and
Like, this girl could sing.
I was like, I think that would be fun to do, but they don't need me. They're just really good.
Yeah, there's really
That's what.
Ultimately, the goal, I think, of Revelation Worship is to be a vehicle to carry God's message from Papa and push it through the realms of music to the people. And the worship leaders, they usher in the worship from the people up to God. That's what Pablo taught us. We're supposed to be the vehicle to reach the people that can't be reached through the message. The people that aren't going to find it on YouTube or this or that. Hopefully, the songs that we could do or create or sing or this or that could find their way to the masses and reach the four corners of the earth that, the other way isn't touching.
I'm all yours. You're all mine. I live for you, Abba. I die for you too.
All right, give me just a little pizzazz. I know this ain't final, but just give me a little pizzazz on that. And I die for okay. A little range.
As long as your spirit stays with me. Kind of like that.
I actually do too. All right, let's try this. Here we go.
I'd rather have Jesus. I'd rather have Jesus.
All alone. Da da da.
You don't like the word back instead of have, huh?
Well, I'm not mad at back. I was just tying it in conjunction to the next line where it goes, as long as I have Jesus. That's why I had the else in there.
Okay.
Don't need nothing else. I don't want nothing. Oh, well, that still makes sense.
Okay.
Everything I have, I don't want nothing back as long as.
So
Lord, I don't need nothing back.
hey,
Lord, I don't need everything.
I like that. Lord, I don't need nothing back.
As long as I have Jesus.
Lord, because with Lord you can extend the word. Lord, I don't need nothing back.
As long as I got Jesus, yeah. God really just gave me the idea to just kind of grab this thing by the horns and really, take it to another level. I feel that getting music out, especially with our house or the Revelation Nation around the world, it's important to give them something that they can connect to, even if they're just vibing at home. If they want to worship, it's like, you know, they love worship here. Why not come with these originals that they can have as well? So I really wish I would have done something to commemorate each Revelation Nights. You know, even if it was a single or an EP, just something. Stay tuned, I'm hinting at something. But I wish we could have done that. But that's when God gave me the idea, and he's like, just don't wait around. Just get it done. It's in your hand. You have the control of it, and take care of it and do what you need to do.
For those of you that don't know, I am a creative. Through and through, I am a creative. Knowing from a very young age that whatever I was going to do, whether it be in fashion or otherwise, that I would be a designer and I would also serve the Lord. It is such a pleasure to be able to use those gifts that God has given me in being able to create not only for the church, but merch, and when we go places, and all sorts of visuals and things that our team can come up with to give us a very uniform and exciting look to everything that Revelation Church does.
That we're in.
Yeah.
But that's like the biggest thing is like, how do we
trying to figure out what, so there's research that you kind of have to do, and then you research what's the history, what's the people like, what are the elements of the city, what's the vibe of each city, right? And then putting that putting the vibe of the city into the merch, and that's where our merch kind of like stands out. And what was the favorite so far? Houston,
we have the answer.
We have Houston.
Houston,
we have the answer.
Was the that
best
ate every time I wear that out, people always are like, where is that from? Like, it's so striking.
And even the daughters merch, and just how we do merch in general, we it's very like striking and very unique. I don't remember what was Miami's like.
Miami's was very different. It was a t-shirt and it had like little writing on there, and that was nice. But I think when we brand and we understand to make sure like we're not putting things in these cities where they're like, why would they put that on there? You know what I mean? Their
faces make sense, making sure that there's like the cohesiveness going on with like everything.
And making sure it tells a story.
That, and then also remembering like we have people traveling from all over to this city. True. Like it's not only people that are in Houston that are coming, but like people are coming from different places. So they also, honestly, we're helping them too. You get a piece of your city with them.
So our merch, I would say our merch is an ode to each city, and honor or like, respect. So I started with just managing the website, but I found myself very concerned with what people leave with when they experience Revelation Church. And now with Revelation Nights, I found myself very concerned with what they took away, what they remembered, what story was told to them. And I'm now a lead of the brand communications team. And my daily job is to make sure that we are telling the right story. Revelation Nights is an experience where you can come and experience the house of Revelation that we get to experience every day, right? Every service. So to me, when I look at Revelation Nights, I'm going to think about it. It is literally history in the making. We are documenting real life history. I like to say, in my mind, the book of, not necessarily the book of Revelation, but if you were to have the book of Brandon, the book of Hannah, the book of Prophet Lovy, the book of Maggie Elias, there's all these books being written, and we're literally getting to see those being written in real time. Revelation Nights, Revelation Church, it is something that kids, our generations later on will talk about, will remember. And each Revelation Nights that you attend becomes a building block upon another part of history, another part of history, another part of history. So from Revelation Church LA and, Simi Valley to all the different, cities, and now our first international, you're like, this is crazy. You're like, because when I'm sitting in the house at the time when there's 5 people, right? 10 people folding chairs, I don't think I was aware of what God had brought me to be a part of. And I get super emotional because it's like, how is this happening? And sometimes I'm like, I really get to be a part of this, right? Miracles, wonders, deliverance. And I've seen this for 10 years. But no matter how many times I see it, it still amazes me like the first time I've ever seen it. And that to me is super special. So I'm very grateful to be called from a little island in St. Croix to be able to come here and help build this. Like, this is critical, it's crucial, and people need it. So the Revelation Nights experience is history in the making.
It takes a special kind of understanding for a person to look at what is happening and understand this is nothing but the finger of God. This is God. Like, you can't fight with it. I don't know why people are coming. I'm telling you theoretically what I believe, that people want solutions, and God has given me a voice for my generation. I mean, we don't advertise on TV, we don't advertise on radio, we don't advertise online. We literally put it on our platform and it goes like wildfire, right? God is just God by himself, and it is his doing. But one thing that I do know is that people want their lives changed. They want to see a reflection of the Lord Jesus, and that's what matters.